Hey, friends. Welcome back to the Nail Source podcast. I'm your host, Amy Masters, nail tech educator and mentor who has spent more than 3 decades helping nail professionals build their confidence in their salon and in themselves. Each week, we're talking about real strategies that can help you grow, from nail techniques and client relationships to pricing, boundaries, and building a career that you actually love, and it will support you. Because being a great nail tech isn't just about beautiful nails. It's about building your confidence, creating connection, and turning your talent into a thriving business. So grab your cup, listen in, and let's get started. Today, I want to talk about something that I think affects every single one of us in the industry, honestly, in life. And that is the idea of blocking our own blessings. Now, the inspiration for this episode actually come from my 5-year-old little boy. The other night, I painted tiny little shamrocks on his pointer fingers. Just 2 little green shamrocks, nothing fancy. But when he woke up in the morning and he saw them, you would have thought that he had the coolest thing in the world on his hands. He was so excited that they were still there. He kept looking at them. He was smiling. He was holding his hands up like they were just something special. But then he got a little bit quiet, and I asked him what was what was wrong? And he said he was nervous to show his dad. Now, he was worried that his dad might tease him for having his nails painted. And that moment really stuck with me because I knew that he would not, but Barron did not. So because Harry had something that made him so happy, something that he thought was so cool, but he was already worried about what somebody else might think. Well, he showed his dad. And what do you think his dad said? He was like, "Son, I think those are very cool." And instantly, my son's whole energy changed. A tiny little bit of encouragement gave him confidence, like real confidence. So confident that he went out to the school bus that morning, and there was 3 boys and a girl standing there. They were all waiting for the bus, and he ran right up to them and held out his hand and said, "Look at my shamrocks." All the kids thought they were awesome, and I could overhear their conversation. And just like that, he had the hugest boost of confidence. He had this moment where something that he loved was validated by other people, and that instantly built him up. So that got me thinking about, the important things in the salon, because our clients experience that exact same thing. And when a client sits down at your table, they're not just doing nails. You're creating something that gives them confidence. They walk out of your salon and they go into the world. They go to work, they go out with their friends, they go to dinner. And what do people do? They notice. They say the things like, "Oh my gosh, I love your nails. Those are so pretty. Where did you get them done?" And in that moment, your client feels proud. They feel confident. They feel like they have something special, just like my son did at the bus stop. But imagine if the opposite had happened. Imagine if my son showed those shamrocks to someone that maybe didn't like shamrocks. Maybe it was a wrong shade of green, or the boys shouldn't wear that. What do you think would have happened to his confidence? I think it would drop instantly. And that blessing, that little moment of joy, that would have all been blocked. Now, here's where this really matters for us nail techs, because sometimes we are the ones blocking the blessing. A client looks down at their nails and they say, "I love these." And instead of simply saying thank you, what do we say? We go, "Oh, I'm sorry it took longer than expected. It's not exactly like the picture that you showed. I'll discount these because, well, they're just not perfect." We immediately start pointing out everything that we think went wrong right in that moment, and we blocked their appreciation. They just gave us a gift, a compliment, and a blessing, and we rejected it. It's like having a wrapped present in your hand and you're just throwing it away instantly and stomping on it. Imagine if you gave someone a compliment and they immediately started explaining why it wasn't deserved. Well, after a while, you stop giving those compliments, right? Because it feels awkward. And the same thing happens with your clients. But here's the deeper part of this conversation. Confidence doesn't come from perfection. The confidence comes from clarity and agreement. And then that starts with the consultation. When a client sits down at your table, your job is not to magically create every photo from Pinterest. Your job is to have a conversation, to talk about what they want, to talk about what is possible, to talk about timing, shape, length, color, and the price. Because sometimes what a client walks in isn't exactly what they walk out with. But if the conversation is honest and clear, the client understands the transformation that you're going to create. And when they see the final result, they know that you delivered your best. This is what builds trust. This is what builds confidence. And that is what allows them to leave your chair feeling proud of their nails. And when they say thank you, I want you to do something a little bit different. I want you to just pause for a second. Sit with that thank you. Absorb it just for a moment. Do not let your brain jump in and start nitpicking every little detail, because we're really good at that. We are artists and we see every little tiny imperfection. But your clients doesn't see what you see. They see the transformation. So when they say thank you, take a breath, sit in it for a moment, smile, and simply say, "You're so welcome. Thank you for choosing me." Because that appointment was a choice. They chose you and you chose to serve them. And that moment right there, that's not just a nail appointment. It's a blessing that's being exchanged. Sit with that. And the more we allow those blessings in, the more confidence that we build in ourselves, for our clients, for the people around us. So the next time somebody compliments your work, don't block it, accept it. Because the truth is, you're working too hard to get here. You went to school, you got your license, you practiced your craft, you built a business. Somewhere you believed in you, and those people around you that supported you, that cheered you on, they did the same thing. You create beauty for people every single day. And that's not something to minimize. That's something to be proud of. And the more we allow ourselves to accept those blessings, the more we can pass them forward, just like my son did at the bus stop. So proud of his shamrocks. Sharing something that made him happy, that confidence didn't come from being perfect. It came from being supported. It came from being encouraged. And that's the kind of environment that we get to create at our tables every single day. So today I do have a challenge for you. I want you to accept the compliment. I want you to accept the progress, accept the blessing, and then I want you to give one back. Because the beauty of what we do is that confidence spreads. And when we stop blocking those blessings, amazing things start to grow. It's about confidence, communication, and building a business that supports the life you want. So whether you're just starting out or maybe you've been doing nails for years, I'm glad that you're here. This podcast is for you. Okay, so before you go, I want to leave you with just a little reminder. Your talents matter. Your work builds confidence. And your conversations you have at your table can change someone's entire day. So keep learning and keep growing and keep showing up as your professional self. You've worked hard to become her. Thank you for spending this time with me. I appreciate you choosing to come here and take a moment to listen to my voice. So thanks again for spending your time with me today at the Nail Source Podcast. If today's episode helped you, inspired you, made you think a little bit differently about your business, share it with another nail tech who might need to hear it too. Because when we support each other in this industry, we all grow stronger. So until next time, keep creating, keep learning, and keep believing in your talent. I believe in you.